Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. If you're watching me from another platform, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. This is a continuation on a video that I made yesterday. I was not at the whiteboard, but I want to go into more detail. A lot of people sent me emails about it, and I want to explain it more because this is going to help you be able to really unmask your eyes, the way that you see things, so you can go for your dreams, so you can see that you have blind spots, that you could see that some of the things that you see are not exactly the way that you interpret them. So I want to go into more detail about how we see things, how we interpret ideas, how we interpret our ability to do something. And where it is actually based on, so you can actually go and dig into there and fix those issues, correct them, so you can move forward in your life. It doesn't matter what you're trying to move forward in. This is what you have to do. So I talked about it yesterday, that when we see something, when you see something that you're not actually seeing it at the time that you think you're seeing it, that you actually look. That's why they call it look. And then it comes back to your mind, and then it's interpreted based off of what you have on the inside from your experiences. I have a list here. It's based off of your age, your education, your intellect, your personal experiences. So all of that goes in just like a millisecond, a nanosecond. And then it comes back, and then you see what you see. Now, I talked about where two people could be looking at something and one person can't see it. Like, I've been in that situation where I've either told someone it's right there and they can't see it, or they told me it's right there and I couldn't see it. The reason why that can happen is because your awareness, your thought processes, everything is just not allowing you to see it. Now, but most of us, what we usually go through is we'll say, do you see that? And then you do see it, but you see it a different way than they see it. And this is what happens with business a lot, is where you're like, I'm telling you, this is what you need to do. Can't you see it? This is what you need to do to be able to become successful, because your results are not bearing what you think you're not getting the result that you want. So this is what I see, and then I want to help you out so you can see it. And the person is like, I don't know what you're talking about. They just keep trying to do the same thing that is not working, and they're not getting the results. And you're like, look, like trying to tell them, hey, you're not getting the result that you want, that what is the problem? Well, I'm about to tell you what the problem is. The problem is not that the person doesn't want to see it. It's not that they don't want to do something to become more successful. The problem is that they have deep-seated subconscious programming that is embedded inside. So whenever they see that situation, they think that they're doing something different, but they're actually just running the same record. They might change a little bit about it, but those changes are actually just changes to make their body feel that they're doing something different, but they're actually doing the same thing. So let's just review it real quick. When you look at something, it comes right back to your mind, and then it's interpreted based on your personal experiences, your age, your education, your intellect, and a number of other things. So now this is how the building blocks are made, though, because it's a little bit more complicated than that. So if we really want to dig deep and think about this, so we can start to fix it, because now that you're consciously aware of it, how can you fix it? And this is something that I did. I actually did this at the age of 14 to 15, where I listened to an audio tape. Back then it was a cassette tape. And every night when I went to sleep, I was reprogramming my subconscious to think a different way, because I knew that I was not getting the results that I wanted, because there was something that was always just stopping me. And I was like, if you're consciously trying to do something, which I know every one of you, if you're trying to run a business, if you're trying to do something, you are consciously trying to do things. But you're going to run out of steam. You're not going to be able to continue because the subconscious is where it's at. If you fix the problems in your subconscious, which is automatic. The subconscious is like a computer that doesn't know what's right or wrong. It only intakes, and it's going to put out more of what is put into it. And you're just going to get tired. You're just going to get worn down. So if you can fix the problem in the subconscious, you'll be able to move forward and see things different, and you'll be able to make changes to be able to get to where you want to be. So first, you look at something, it comes back, but it actually goes through this process here. So things that you've learned from your parents, from your family, from your teachers, from the news, all of that stuff is embedded. And it's going to be put into this, if you could just imagine this library. So you can have all of these ideas about money. You could think that money is the root of all evil. You can think that money is bad. You can think that business people are bad, that they take advantage of people. All of that can be in here subconsciously. So when you try to do stuff on the outside consciously, your subconscious is going to start to wear you down and say, you think this, and this is the way you need to keep continuing to run your life because you told me that. You told me that. When actuality, it could have been your parents, your family, your teachers, the news, from what you saw from other people, and you saw it over and over and over again. Let me give you an example. Let's just say that I called you a certain word since you were a kid. If I said that you're nothing but a piece of you know what, and I said that to you every day, and I said it to you every day, do you think that when you were an adult and someone said that you're a piece of you know what, that you would not go back to when you were a child in your own mind and bring that up and say, have some type of feeling, some type of emotion that's inside of you? You may not say nothing to that person, but you know that you will feel that. And that's from when you were a child. You could be a 40-year-old adult and you would still have that instantly pop up in your mind, and you would know who kept telling you that. If it was one of your parents or whoever it was, that would be with you forever. And the way to get rid of that is you can't consciously get rid of stuff that happened to you when you were a child. You cannot consciously do it because it's buried in your subconscious. So what you have to do is you have to do things to negate. First, you got to know what it is. What is my problem with money? What is my problem with people? What is my problem with success? And then you have to change that, and you have to put new programming into your subconscious. New programming. So you can turn that into money. So you can tell yourself, hey, money is not the root of all evil. People who have money do a lot of good things with money. People who have money live a more relaxed lifestyle. People who have a lot of money are able to be more charitable. People who have a lot of money don't worry about grocery shopping. People who have a lot of money don't worry about paying their bills. People who have a lot of money don't have to live in bad neighborhoods. People who have a lot of money can do what they want. People who have a lot of money can do what they want. Now imagine if you played just what I just said over and over and over and over and over again in your mind. Subconsciously, you would already start making changes. And then once you deeply believed it, just like the child, if they were saying you're nothing but a piece of you know what, they deeply believed that even though they didn't want to believe it. But if somebody tells you something over and over and over and over and over again, the body will start to internalize that, and you will start to react. So, as the child, you're nothing but a piece of you know what. So what do? When people talk about them? They get emotional. They lead their life like I'm not real. They try to be something, but subconsciously, whenever they try to do things, they're just reminded. So when they're put into a situation where they're tested, they fail. because all they can remember is this. It just comes up like it's just a wave of emotions that come up. So even though consciously they want to be better, consciously they want to make more money, consciously they want to build their business, but what they keep thinking about is what was put into them. So what you have to do is you have to change that. And it takes work. I'm not one of these people who's going to be like, oh, this stuff is so easy. It's all so easy. It takes work. It's time to get rid of all this BS stuff that's on the internet that's just saying, oh, it's so easy to do all this stuff. You want to know when it gets easy? Is when you get it in your mind and you start doing it. It does get easy. But right here, the work that you're going to have to do right here, that's going to be hard. And you're going to get tested. That's why most people want to just sit back and be quiet and be like, leave me alone for my life. Because they don't even want to even confront this. So they just go day to day. And then one day when they're older, they're like, man, I should have just went for it. Because you will understand that all it was that was stopping you from becoming what you wanted to be, even if it's a part, like halfway of what you want to be, was just all of this stuff right here, the way that you were thinking, the way that you were interpreting, the way people look at you, the way that you were interpreting, the way that you look at stuff. That was the whole problem. It had nothing to do with how much money, education, all of that. Had none of that was any part of it. So, what I teach, this is what I teach. So that's the subconscious, that's the mind part of it. That's the mind part of it. So what I teach people, because I see this problem with just about every business, is that most business owners have a problem with people to talk to. They have a problem with sales. Why don't I have enough sales every day? Because I don't have enough sales every day, because I don't have enough people to talk to. But they just think about it on the level of, I don't have enough people to talk to. Or not even that, I just don't make enough sales. And then they do what I call the back blaming. They back blame. So if I don't have enough sales, then it's because the leads were bad. It was because the workers didn't do this. It was because everything was blaming on everybody else, blaming on the business, blaming on the leads, blaming on the advertising, blaming on all of that except for yourself. Blaming on all of that except for yourself. So when you do that, you just gave away your power. You just gave away your power to be able to take control of something, to be able to change it, fix it, so you can be successful, so you can make more sales. While I was sleeping last night, I was just taking a look at the sales because I knew I was going to make this video today. Before I woke up, I had made a little bit over $2,000. Before I woke up, made $2,000. So that means that making money while I was asleep. So you might be saying, well, Steve, how did you make that money when you're asleep? Because most people, like I said, when you look at something, you're like, it comes back to you and you don't even understand it. It's like, well, why don't I understand it? Because what other people told you, they don't even think that that's possible. So if they don't think it's possible, how can you think it's possible and you don't know nothing about it? And then when you see it and somebody tells you it is possible, what starts to come to your mind? What starts to come to your mind is, well, is this person credible to me? Is this person real? Does this person look right to be able to tell me this information? Where did you get all of that from? I just told you. All of that information comes from those other people. You don't even have power right now. You don't even give yourself a chance at taking control and being fully in charge of your life because you're running on a record that other people put into you. If you are having a problem with making more sales, this is all you need to do to solve that problem. Is you need to commit to doing the following. And this will turn your business around. And I don't care, I'm going to do this until whenever, because I know that it works. Everybody else is going to try to come up with some gimmick, and it's this AI this and this AI that, or it's this secret this and that, all of that BS. It comes down to this. If you want to make sales, this is the goal. So what is between you making sales? Now, some people might think this box, well, I got to post 1 million social media posts, and I got to go viral on the internet, or I got to get referrals and all of that stuff. So let me speak on that. If you're looking at posting all over the internet and doing all that stuff, well, you just made yourself another job. You just made yourself another job. And you better be focused on making that job work. And you better be focused on how you're going to monetize that into money. Because I see a lot of people do that and they had no idea on how to monetize it for themselves to be able to make money from what they're doing. The next thing is, if you're going to depend on referrals, referrals is like having someone talk about your business. But here's the thing, you never want to leave your business in the mouth of other people. Yes, referrals can be great, but you're not going to build a consistent business on referrals. Think about it this way. If you got 10 people in their referrals and they go out, that you did good, and they talk about it to 10 other people, the first thing is, do those 10 people need your same product or service? Because a lot of people can talk about, I've had friends tell me about a restaurant, and I'm like, I'm not eating at the sushi restaurant. It was great for you. I'm not eating there. The same thing can happen for your product or service. So why would you leave it in the mouth of someone else to talk about your product or service? Because whatever they feel like that day, they're going to explain it the way that they want to explain it. Excuse me. They're going to explain it the way that they want to explain it. And if you are the owner of your business, you want your business explained the way that you want to explain it every day. Because that means that it's going to be a consistent message. If you leave it in the hands of word of mouth, you're leaving your hands in your business in the hands of other people. So, first thing we want to do, number one, is we want to learn how to make winning ads. If you make winning ads, you're going to have people that are interested in your product or service. The next thing is you want to generate leads. I don't care what business you're in. I used to say in some businesses, you don't want to generate leads, but there's certain ones, certain service businesses, you can't really try to generate leads because it doesn't make sense. Like if you're a plumber and you're advertising for people to fix their pipe because it just busted, no one wants to become a lead. They want to get you on the phone to talk about fixing this problem that they have, or like the heat in the building, or like a tow truck. But if your business is like one of those, like I call them instant service, then there's a mechanism, platform that's made for your type of business. So, but let's just say that your business can generate leads to where you can talk to people about your product or service. So what you want to do is you want to make winning ads, you want to generate leads, and you want to send those leads to your sales page, or you want to send them to your appointment page if you need them to make an appointment because you can't sell them. Certain companies are not allowed to sell, like attorneys. They're not allowed to, like outright sign someone up without talking to them. But if your business allows you to do it, then you can send them to a sales page. Now, the next thing that you want to do is you want to put automation in place to communicate with your leads. This is going to help you become a better salesperson for yourself and your staff. Because then with that automation, and I use email and text, and there's other AI tools that you could use, but I don't want to overwhelm you. You could use email and text to communicate with your leads and then get them to go back to your sales page. The reason why you want to do that is because you are not good at sales. you are not comfortable with sales. Admit it. And if you are good at sales, then you need to get this in place right now. Like, I have some people that come to me and they say, I'm great at sales. And I'm like, well, then why don't you have this in place? Well, I don't. If you are good at sales, then all you need is more people to talk to, because you know that it's a numbers game. If you're not good at sales, then why would you sit there? That's why I talked about it. If somebody is telling you you are not good at sales and you know it, and they tell you this is the option that you need to do so you can improve your results, and you're just like, I just can't see it. Well, this is what you need to see. If you're not good at sales, tell me if this does not make sense to you. If you're not good at sales, you learn how to write ads, because you know you're in business, you know what your product or service is, and if people want it, then that's legit. Then you get them to become leads, and then you send them emails and texts to go to your sales page, and you also send them directly to your sales page when they become a lead. If they don't buy, these people will start to respond to you, or you could just email them back. Hey, could you just be the shy person? Could you just tell me why you didn't buy? And then you fix that on your sales page. You fix that in your scripting. You fix that in your texting. Like, does that make sense to you? Because that's what I did. If you fix this and you fix this, number 2, with getting leads, and people are not buying, you don't go back over here. This is what everybody is doing. And it's like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're not actually fixing anything. You're just starting over. This is where you need to work at. If you got your ad working, you got leads coming in, this is where you need to be working. You need to concentrate here. Do the things to get the answers from people. I made a call yesterday for a new product that I have. I made a call yesterday. I was like, hey, you filled out the shopping cart, but you didn't process the order. Why didn't you buy? Got the answer. And guess what? With that same product, I made another sale late last night. So made money while I was sleeping with that other product that I just put into place last week. So another product to add to my menu of products and services for one of my companies. And all I did was this process. I have an ad, generate leads, email. I don't even have text with this one. I don't even have text. I just do email. So it goes to the sales page, goes to email, email people, hey, why didn't you order? Call them, why didn't you order? Fix it on the sales page. Guess what? That's all you got to do. Stop making it so complicated. That's all you got to do. I mean, I don't even want to harp on it too much. That's what you got to do. So if you want to learn how to do this, there's a link below my video where I can teach you how to do it. Or if you want us to just put it all in place, we can put it in place for you. But no matter what, don't make any judgments on, oh, well, you don't look like the type of person that could do it. Well, I have businesses. I've been in business for 34 years. But none of that matters. What matters is, are you going to let something stop you from becoming successful because it just doesn't make your preconceived notion? Are you going to stop your success? You're going to stop your success. See, look, this is your success, your goals. Your goals. Your success. You're going to stop all of that because the way that you interpret it is based off of what you learned right here. All of that mess. Are you going to let something that is inside of you, that is ingrained inside of you, that is not getting you the result that you want, are you going to let that stop you? Or are you going to say, I'm going to change so I can see stuff different? I'm going to deal with people that maybe I wouldn't have dealt with in the past. That's what you got to do. If you're going to become successful, that's the type of mindset you have to have. Not that old mindset that has been holding you back. You already know it's holding you back because you don't have the results.